Have you ever been made to feel like your face, your body, was a problem for someone else's image? This video isn't really about Alec Baldwin. It's about what happens when narcissists stop seeing you as a person and start seeing you as a reflection, something to manage, to curate, and control. We're using Alec and Hilary Baldwin as a case study to explore the psychology behind image enmeshment, covert disgust, and what happens when love turns into a public relations campaign. Because in a narcissistic relationship, aging isn't just human, it's a branding flaw. But before we begin, here's the intro. Welcome to Revealing the Narc. Join me as I highlight narcissistic traits in celebrities and public figures. Everything here is in my opinion and not professional advice. If you enjoy the analysis, please like and subscribe. All right, everyone. So this is all sparked by this article I saw in Radar Online, and the article is titled Hilary Baldwin demands husband Alec, 67, go under the knife to fix his fat pad baggy eyes. It's just such an awful thing to say. Whether you're an Alec fan or not, and personally, I don't think I am, um, and I'm not really a fan. These types of words are just such red flags. We need to watch out for if we're being talked to like this, or if we someone else being talked to like this. It's it signals so much deeper. So let's get into the article. I really love how the author put it. They say, selfish celeb wife Hilary Baldwin admits she's had some nip tucks to revitalize her looks. With Radar Online can reveal she's demanding that her Emmy-winning hubby Alec go under the knife to fix up his baggy eyes so she'll look good. Let's pause here. So Hillary herself has admitted to getting cosmetic procedures, which, that's a personal choice. But the issue arises when she's demanding someone else do the same. Not, and this someone else is her husband in this instance, not for his comfort or his confidence, not to make him feel good about himself, but because his aging face in her eyes is damaging her image. This isn't about support, this is about control, and it speaks to a deeper psychological pattern we often see in narcissistic dynamics. And the concept we're seeing here is called image enmeshment. This is when a narcissistic partner sees you not as an individual, but as a reflection of their public image. Your appearance, choices, even your aging must align with the brand that they're curating. In narcissistic relationships, the lines between self and other are blurred. The narcissist doesn't view their partner as an individual with autonomy. Instead, they see them as an extension of their public facing persona. Their partner's appearance, behavior, and even aging process are expected to align with the image they're trying to present to the world. So when Hillary allegedly pushes Alec to get surgery, not because he wants to, but because his eye bags embarrass her, it's no longer about love or health. It's about image management. Alec is no longer a husband. He's a prop in her curated aesthetic, a walking accessory that needs to match the brand. If someone pressures you to change not for your comfort but for theirs, that's not love. It's control disguised as concern. It's aesthetic manipulation masked as support. This isn't just vanity, this is image enmeshment. Narcissists often don't recognize boundaries between themselves and their partners. Your face becomes their reflection. Your wrinkles become their liability. Your aging becomes their shame. That's why Alec's under eye bags aren't just bags to Hilaria, they're a threat. Not to his health, but to her image. She's not asking him to fix something because he's uncomfortable. She's asking because she's uncomfortable being seen next to him. That's not love. That's control. And it's wrapped in the language of helping. I wanted to bring up some relatable examples that you may have experienced. The first is the Instagram spouse. They say, don't wear that. It doesn't match my feed. So this could be someone who curates a perfect aesthetic Instagram lifestyle. And when the partner wants to dress comfortably at a family gathering, they tell them, no, you need to change. You're not fitting the vibe of the photos. The partner becomes a prop in her brand, not a person with their own identity. Next, we have the holiday family photo dictator. They'll say something like, you're ruining the Christmas card with that haircut. So, in this example, let's say it's a man insisting his wife wear makeup and fix her roots before their family photo, not because she wants to, but because he says it reflects badly on me if we don't look put together. He's not thinking about her comfort, only how her appearance affects his image among extended family or coworkers. Let's talk about the social climber girlfriend. They say something like, you can't hang out with those friends anymore, they are embarrassing. This is a woman who discourages her boyfriend from spending time with his longtime working class friends because she's trying to move up in social circles. She views his associations as a threat to the version of herself she wants to present. So she tries to curate his life to protect her image. A fourth example, let's say there's a husband in a prominent professional position. They pressure their wife to delete social media posts, change how she dresses, stop being friends with certain people, not because he is offended, but because he's afraid her choices reflect poorly on his reputation. He might say something like, you need to stop posting memes like that. What will people think of me? He's outsourcing his public identity onto her personal behavior. And finally, you have the parent who says, if you act like that in public, people will think I'm a bad parent. This is a situation where a parent scolds a child or teenager not for the actual misbehavior, but for embarrassing them socially. The child's clothing, interests, or emotional expression is constantly criticized for making the family look bad. This is classic early stage image enmeshment, training someone to see their body and choices as someone else's reflection. So, as you can see, this is not just something that happens in celebrity marriages. It happens anytime someone's identity is swallowed by someone else's need to look good. When your face, your friends, your choices stop being about you and start being about how they're perceived by someone else. Let's continue with the article. The next paragraph starts. She wants Alec to get cosmetic surgery to correct them ASAP because they make him look bad, and that's a reflection on her. Alec will likely do it because he does everything Hillary wants. Wow. Let that sink in. She's not concerned with his mental stage, his age, or even his comfort. She's concerned with how he reflects on her. This is a perfect example of image fusion, where the narcissistic partner doesn't see their spouse as someone separate. Alec's face isn't his anymore, it's her mirror. If you want to see this play out on another level, I posted a full breakdown of Meghan Markle's image fusion with her own brand, and I will link that in the description of this video. And in that video, I talk about how her own brand is an image fusion, from her essence talk to the jam jars to her use of the HRH. And the other thing about this paragraph that's a little bit scary is that it says, he does everything Hillary wants. Where have we heard that? What Megan wants, Megan gets. That's not a relationship. That's submission. So I want to clarify the difference between image fusion and image enmeshment. In image enmeshment, that's when someone uses your appearance, behavior, or choices as a direct reflection of their own image and pressures you to align with it. The core idea is you need to look good, so I look good. Or what you do says something about me. This shows up in narcissistic relationships when autonomy disappears. You're allowed to exist, but only if your existence supports their public facing identity. For example, you can't wear that to my work event. It'll make me look unprofessional. Now let's expand on image fusion. This is a more intense psychological collapse of identities where the narcissist doesn't see you as separate at all. They experience your appearance, opinions, or even aging as if it's happening to them. The core idea is your body is mine, your choices are mine, your flaws are mine to fix. Whereas image enmeshment is about control and appearance, fusion is about ownership. And this is exactly Hillary's attitude here. She's basically saying, your wrinkles make me look older. You need to fix them. Another way to say it is that image enmeshment is when you become someone's mirror, but in image fusion, that's deeper. There's no longer a difference that they see between your face and theirs. Your choices become inseparable from their identity. They don't just want to manage how you're seen, they think they own the right to do it. So let's revisit those 5 hypothetical examples I gave about image enmeshment. So we have the Instagram spouse, where the enmeshment version is, don't wear that. It doesn't match my feed. The fusion version of that is, when you dress like that, people think I have no taste. Why would you make me look bad? Essentially, your fashion choices aren't just yours, they are theirs to correct because they reflect who they are. The second example, the holiday photo dictator. In the enmeshment version, they say, fix your hair. We're sending this out to everyone I work with. Your look affects how I come across. In the fusion version, they say, if you go out looking like that, people are going to wonder what's wrong with me. I can't be seen next to you like this. Your face is my face. Your flaws are personal insults. The third example, the social climbing girlfriend. The enmeshment version is, your friends don't match the kind of crowd I'm trying to run in. Maybe don't invite them around. Their image undermines the brand I'm building. In the fusion version, it's, if people see you hanging out with them, they'll think I'm one of them too. I didn't build my image for you to drag me down. Who you associate with redefines me. You don't have a separate social identity. The leader's wife. Can you take down that post? It doesn't look good for my reputation. That would be the enmeshment version. The fusion version is, I can't believe you would post something that humiliates me. You might as well have written it as if it came from my account. It's essentially saying, your expression violates my boundaries because I see no difference between your words and mine. And finally, the you represent me parent. In the enmeshment version, you can't act like that in public. It makes me look like a bad parent. The fusion version, you are a reflection of me. Every time you speak, I'm the one being judged. So you better make me proud or be silent. If any of these sound familiar to you, or if you can think of other fictional examples to share, please drop those in the comments. Okay, let's continue with the article. It says, Hillary is watching Alec age before her eyes, but most concerning are the unsightly pouches underneath his eyes. There are times she feels like she's talking to Droopy Dog, said the insider, referring to the baggy eyed cartoon character. She's tried putting tea bags on them and creams and expensive serums, but they keep coming back. Alec doesn't seem to mind and accepts that they're just part of his face, but they're a real turnoff to Hillary, who calls them gross. This is it's so awful. I can't imagine how it would feel if someone talked to me like that. And it makes me wonder about this source. Don't they hear? Like, the person relaying this information sounds a little bit superficial too, right? Let me know your thoughts. But this that we're seeing here is a textbook example of narcissistic partners masking emotional rejection as help. On the surface, Hillary may be trying to help Alec, or maybe that's what Alec thinks that she's doing, using creams, serums, tea bags, but the energy underneath it is one of control and disgust. This isn't skincare, it's image control. Hillary is not trying to help Alec feel better. She's trying to fix his face because it makes her uncomfortable. The line, she feels like she's talking to a droopy dog, it's not just mean, it's public ridicule, and it's trying to be wrapped in cuteness. Narcissists often use humor to mask contempt, but make no mistake, underneath that joke is deep disgust. And calling your husband's face gross, that's emotional erosion. Over time, that kind of language breaks someone down. Not only is Alec aging, now he's being told that his aging face is a burden to his wife's image. What I see here is covert disgust. Narcissists rarely scream at you about your flaws. Instead, they make jokes, they offer help, or they frame their critiques as concern. But the emotional message is always the same. You're not acceptable unless you change. And they're not helping you for you. They're fixing you so you don't embarrass them. Here are some hypothetical examples of covert disgust disguised as concern. The first one, someone says to you, I got you a new outfit. I just think it flatters you way more than the stuff you usually wear. Translation, your clothes embarrass me, and I need you to dress in a way that fits the image I want to project. Second example, I call him Snorlax because he's always tired. He knows it's a joke. Translation, they're labeling a normal human trait, fatigue, aging, mental health, as something shameful, then wrapping it in humor to dodge accountability. Third example, I mean, sure, you're technically not overweight, but your face has gotten puffy lately. I'm just worried people will think you're letting yourself go. Translation, concern is weaponized to signal that you don't meet their aesthetic standards and that your body reflects poorly on them. Fourth example, babe, can you try to smile more in photos? You look tired and people are going to think we're fighting. Translation, your expression must be curated to maintain my public image of happiness and control. In the fifth example, I got rid of your old recliner. It didn't match the aesthetic. I mean, we're not living in a dorm room. Translation, your comfort and preferences are irrelevant. What matters is how our home looks to guests or on Instagram. Oh my gosh, this just triggered a memory. I have a clip of Hillary Baldwin doing exactly this. I'm going to post that right here.
Alec went out this morning.
Yes.
This is my perfect opportunity to order the rug that I want in the size that I want, and then I can put it down while he's gone.
Let's continue with the article. It says, medical experts said puffy eyes are often the result of fluid retention from the natural aging process, allergies, lack of sleep, and other causes. So it's normal, it's human. But narcissists don't care about normal, they care about optics. The article then says Hillary is said to be chronically image conscious and not happy about Alec looking so old. This isn't about his health, it's about her brand's aesthetic. And if he doesn't match it, he becomes a liability. That plays out not just behind closed doors, but we're seeing it in public now. The article continues, it's just another example of how she treats him like dirt. This is putting even more strain on their marriage. As RadarOnline.com has reported, Hillary seems to have a knack for emasculating Alec, like their cringeworthy red carpet scene at the March 11 opening party for Planet Hollywood in NYC. You guys, I just want you to know that I think I was the one that made this clip go viral because I posted that clip 4 days after the event happened. Nobody had talked about it. And then as soon as I posted it, within 12 hours, it was everywhere. I couldn't believe it. It was like a shot in the dark for me to post that. I just had such a gut knee jerk reaction, gut punch reaction, whatever it is. Like it that clip bothered me so much. I really didn't think it would have such an impact. And that clip has really been the gateway into me looking at these dynamics between Hillary and Alec. And again, I'm not a fan of either, but the benefit of studying them versus Meghan and Harry is that they have a, a reality show. So we can see what happens within the walls of their home. Granted, all of that is acting, but we have a lot more exposure to what goes on. The article continues, Hillary was being interviewed when Alec tried to get a word in. Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking, she blurted out. Let me drop that clip here.
It's going to be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
I'm sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show.
It's going to be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
I'm sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
And then the article says Alec apologized for interrupting, but Hillary didn't let up, saying, this is why we'll just have to cut him out of the show. This isn't just a joke, it's public humiliation as performance. It's a way to reinforce dominance while cloaking it in sass. The article finishes up by saying, Hillary is a very glamorous lady, or tries to be, and Alec is ruining that image with his baggy eyes. Things are becoming increasingly hostile at home, and it's having an effect on the marriage. Yeah, that needed a sigh. She is blaming their image being ruined, not on the fact that she was nasty to him on the red carpet, but because he has bags under his eyes. This reminds me immediately of reports about Harry and Meghan. And I remember reading that Meghan didn't want Harry involved in With Love Meghan because Harry's presence is damaging. And then Harry's not involved in it. She puts it out, it's a fail, and it still ends up being Harry's fault. There's no there's no way these types of personalities can take accountability for their project being a failure. It has to be someone else's fault because they're perfect. How could it be that they're the ones that made a mistake? It can't be. Going back to all of this, you can see that Hillary's not trying to age with her husband. She's trying to distance herself from his aging because his humanity threatens her curated fantasy. This is a pattern of emotional erosion. Treat your partner's body like a branding flaw, mock them for aging, then frame it all as playfulness. But underneath the jokes is a clear message. You're only safe in this relationship if you don't embarrass me. So, what are we looking at here? Aging isn't a flaw. Eye bags aren't a betrayal, and your partner's face isn't your property. But in a narcissistic relationship, love often gets replaced with a PR campaign, and control hides in the language of helping. Whether it's Hillary and Alec or someone you know in real life, here's the truth. If your worth is always up for revision based on how well you serve someone else's image, that's not love, that's branding, and that's ownership. Let me know in the comments if you feel comfortable sharing. Have you seen this dynamic play out online in relationships or in your own experience? If this video was interesting to you, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I drop a new video. I'm going to have a companion guide to this video on my Patreon. It's going to include some checklists that include asking yourself, are you being curated instead of loved? There will be some journaling prompts, some affirmations, and I'm also going to create an audible version of those affirmations so you can listen to them out loud and then repeat them after me. In addition to all of that, I'm also going to put up a pep talk that is in line with the topic from today. I want to thank you all so much for listening. Oh, if you want links to my Patreon and all my other social media accounts, those will be in the description of this video. I want to thank you all so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.